Greetings, folks. Healer here. Today I have a pretty quick replay, a good example of what Jingles likes to call winning harder. This is Shari 1966 from the Asia server, whom I featured on the previous replay called Cruiser Scharnhorst. And Shari sent over this replay of himself in the premium Tier 9 Japanese battleship, the Musashi, at the same time that he sent over the Scharnhorst replay. And I thought that the latter part of this match was quite interesting to watch. A good example, like I said, of winning harder. So when I started the replay, obviously we're quite far into the match, and the Allies have a 3-ship deficit. They have a huge point deficit. The Allies have now just sunk the Minotaur, and Shari has just run into the very healthy Arakaze. So this Harakaze, I'm guessing, did not have torpedoes ready. Because I think he's playing this wrong. If he had torpedoes ready, he should have just saddled up right next to Shari and just sunk him, but he doesn't do that. He stops in the smoke. Shari obviously has been detected because the smoke firing mechanic is within the range. And then when his bloom goes down, as it just did there, he is now concealed. He does fire blind fire again here, hoping to hit the Harakaze. Shari obviously doesn't know whether the Harakaze has torpedoes ready or not. But my guess at this point is that the destroyer was not ready to send torpedoes. The Allies have now also sunk the AFK Tirpitz that was located in the south part of the map. And so now they've brought it down to a 1-ship deficit, but they still have a huge point deficit. So my regular viewers are going to know, they're probably rolling your eyes already, saying, why is the Harakaze even attempting to attack Shari here? He should just sail away for the win. And that is absolutely correct. I know I realize I like saying absolutely, but that is the right thing for the Harakaze to do. And Shari is now just been proximity detected. He's ready to go. The Harakaze, my guess is the Harakaze came out now to launch torpedoes, and in my opinion, he completely misplayed that. He should have waited even before first getting detected to have torpedoes ready, or if he really didn't have them ready and was sort of a surprise encounter with Shari, which I can't imagine why it would have been, he probably should have sailed around the other side where Shari did not have his guns ready. He might have taken some secondary damage, but he would have been able to finish off Shari. And so now the Allies are even on the ships. But again, they still have this huge point deficit. The Allied Vanguard on Shari's starboard side is going to move into Bravo and start contesting that cap to take that. But looking at the time, there's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. And the point differential is over 200 points. So if once the Allies have this cap, which might be a little difficult for them to do. In fact, there's a Yamato on the opposing team that's in the cap. So that Yamato is keeping Shari's team from getting the cap. So the point spread is going to stay the same. Like I said, there's about 3 minutes left. And even if the Yamato were not in the cap and the Vanguard were capping, there probably just wouldn't be enough time for Shari and his teammates to go and cap everything and still win. But the opposing team insists on trying to defend the cap, although I suppose it might not be obvious to them, and maybe to many players, that that running at this point and letting Shari's team take Bravo is probably safe, or at least they didn't have to engage quite so closely because the Vanguard and the Yamato are at point blank range, and Shari is about to come around this headland, and he will have his guns on the Yamato as well. There now, Shari's just been detected. There is the Atago, and again, this is an example of where the Atago should just be fleeing. He has very good concealment compared to the rest of the ships on the map, so he doesn't really need to be here. He's taken the Atago took a significant hit from somebody. I'm not sure who it was, but given his profile, that he was flat broadside to Shari, my guess is that he has sent torpedoes. But the opposing, yeah, in fact, there you do see the torpedoes. The Yamato is backing up, but the Yamato now has almost no health, and even just a couple of overpens into the superstructure will finish off the Yamato. Shari is obviously quite vulnerable here. He's doing a good job staying very steeply angled or bow on, and the opposing Yamato does go down. So the Allies now have only have taken a one-ship lead, and again they are still technically behind, but they are basically now have control of the game. The North Carolina looks like he's going to go for a ram. Or he's going to... Oh, in fact, it looks like he's not going to make it happen. Shari, I can't explain why Shari didn't get a better hit than that. The North Carolina was quite broadside. Gets a couple of overpens, couple of pens. It really should have been able to get some Citadel hits. I think that was just... he was fortunate, or unfortunate, I should say, to not have gotten taken more damage, or done more damage, excuse me, but he is able to finish off the North Carolina. Now the Allies have indeed taken the lead. They're now taking Bravo, although they don't really need the cap, and the Atago just has no chance against 3 battleships. And I think Shari is doing the right thing here, stopping. He should just not make himself available for the Atago to sink him, and you can see the callouts of good game in the chat, and we'll go ahead and get to the results because the time is going to expire here. So a good example of, like I said, winning harder. Individually, Shari's game isn't probably anything to write home about it regarding his individual performance. His allied Yamato, who got a Kraken, obviously did exceptionally well individually, but like I said, a good example of throwing a game that didn't need to be thrown. So I hope you found the replay and the commentary interesting. Please do leave your comments below, and as always, we hope to see you out there, and we wish you happy sailing.